vicinity of the bank, hoping that some of these people would be connected to the robbers, not just the hostage.
Imagine planning the perfect crime, meticulously mapping out every detail, outsmarting security systems, and pulling off a heist that leaves everyone stunned. Now, imagine the deadly consequences that follow when obsession, greed, and violence collide. From billion-dollar robberies to heists that left a trail of bodies in their wake, these true crime stories reveal just how far criminals will go to get what they want, and how their dangerous obsessions can lead to shocking, irreversible outcomes. Stick around as we dive into some of the deadliest heists in history and uncover the chilling tales behind these high-stakes crimes. The Great Train Robbery, 1963. The Great Train Robbery of 1963 is one of the most infamous heists in history, and it remains a legendary tale of daring criminals. A gang of 15 men meticulously planned the robbery, targeting the Royal Mail train, which was transporting millions of pounds in cash from Scotland to London. The robbers studied the train's schedule and the security measures, ensuring they knew exactly when and where to strike. On the night of the heist, they managed to overpower the train crew without firing a single shot, using their knowledge of the system to stop the train at a remote location. After taking control, they moved the money into their vehicles, making off with £2.6 million, equivalent to around £50 million today. The gang's ability to execute such a well-planned operation without alerting authorities was a testament to their skill. However, the aftermath of the heist was far from smooth sailing for the criminals. Over the next few years, law enforcement worked relentlessly to track down the gang members. While some of the robbers were caught relatively quickly, others managed to evade capture for a longer period. The leader, known as the master of the operation, was never definitively identified, adding an air of mystery to the case. The robbery was eventually uncovered as the result of an inside tip-off, and the gang's members were sentenced to lengthy prison terms. The Great Train Robbery not only captivated the public's imagination, but also had a lasting impact on how crimes of this scale were investigated, raising awareness around the importance of both intelligence and security in preventing such audacious acts. The Lufthansa Heist, 1978. The Lufthansa Heist, one of the most famous heists in history, took place at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport in 1978. Led by James Burke, also known as Jimmy the Gent, this robbery involved a carefully planned operation where a group of mobsters targeted the Lufthansa cargo terminal, which was known to hold millions in cash and jewelry. The criminals knew the airport's operations inside and out, allowing them to bypass security and steal a staggering $5 million in cash and $1 million in jewelry. They managed to carry out the heist without leaving any immediate evidence, making it one of the most flawlessly executed crimes of its time. The meticulous planning, inside knowledge, and efficiency of the heist shocked the world, making it a subject of media attention and inspiring movies like Goodfellas. However, what truly sets this heist apart is the deadly aftermath. Despite the success of the robbery, the mobsters who took part in the operation were systematically killed in the years following the heist. Burke, who was suspected of orchestrating the entire operation, was known for being a ruthless enforcer, and he ensured that anyone involved in the heist who could potentially snitch or get caught was silenced. Many of the gang members who participated in the heist were murdered in what appeared to be mob-related hits, leaving a trail of bodies behind. As a result, the Lufthansa heist became infamous not just for its massive haul, but for the deadly consequences it had on those involved, illustrating how the underworld operates on a code of violence and secrecy that leaves no room for betrayal. The Banco Central Burglary, 2005. In 2005, a group of thieves in Brazil pulled off one of the most audacious heists in modern history, the Banco Central Burglary in Fortaleza. Over the course of 3 months, the gang meticulously planned and dug a tunnel that was nearly 78 meters long, leading directly into the vault of the Banco Central, one of Brazil's largest and most secure banks. The robbers used sophisticated tools and techniques to remain undetected, even going as far as renting a house next to the bank to dig the tunnel in secret. On the night of the heist, they made their way through the tunnel into the vault, where they helped themselves to a fortune worth around $70 million. The precision and planning involved in this heist were remarkable, leaving authorities stunned by the sheer scale of the operation. Despite the successful execution of the robbery, the aftermath was far from clean. Although the criminals managed to escape with the money, law enforcement quickly began to piece together the puzzle. Several members of the gang were eventually caught, but many questions remain unanswered, including the identity of the mastermind behind the operation. The heist raised concerns about the vulnerabilities in the security systems of high-profile financial institutions and how criminals can exploit even the smallest weaknesses. While some of the stolen money was recovered, much of it remains unaccounted for. The Banco Central burglary is remembered not only for its scale and ambition, but also for the way it exposed the lengths to which criminals will go, using both ingenuity and patience to carry out a nearly perfect crime. The Antwerp Diamond Heist, 2003. The Antwerp Diamond Heist, which took place in 2003, remains one of the most audacious and successful robberies in history. A group of Italian thieves, led by Leonardo Notarbartolo, infiltrated the Antwerp Diamond Center in Belgium, a facility considered one of the most secure in the world. Over the course of a few days, the gang bypassed several layers of security.
And happy. On the other hand, since we didn't find anything back from the stolen goods and we weren't able to return anything,
including motion detectors, cameras, and even a vault system that required multiple combinations. Using tools like cutting machines and infrared equipment, they broke into the vault and stole an estimated $100 million worth of diamonds, gold, and other precious gems. The heist was carried out with such precision that the robbers left almost no evidence behind, and the entire operation appeared to be the work of professionals with inside knowledge. However, the aftermath of the Antwerp Diamond Heist was filled with intrigue and betrayal. It was soon discovered that the robbers had detailed knowledge of the vault's security system, suggesting an insider's involvement. Notarbartolo, the gang leader, was eventually caught and sentenced to 10 years in prison, but the diamonds were largely never recovered. Some members of the gang were implicated in other crimes, and the investigation revealed a deep web of deceit and betrayal. While Notarbartolo initially denied any involvement, evidence eventually proved that he had played a pivotal role in orchestrating the heist. The Antwerp Diamond Heist highlighted the vulnerabilities even in the most secure facilities and the lengths to which thieves will go when they have both knowledge and patience. It remains a symbol of the dangerous world of high-stakes crime and the deadly consequences that often follow. The Banco Rio Heist, 2006. The Banco Rio Heist, which took place in 2006 in Argentina, is considered one of the most daring and meticulously planned robberies in history. A group of criminals managed to break into the Banco Rio in the town of Acasuso by digging a tunnel from a house next door directly into the bank's vault. Over the course of several months, the gang carefully mapped out the bank's layout, evading security measures and planting tools to dig the tunnel unnoticed. Once the vault was breached, the thieves took an astonishing $20 million in cash, escaping through the tunnel they had created. The precision and patience involved in executing such a plan were extraordinary, and the robbers' ability to work without detection for so long left authorities in shock. What made this heist particularly deadly was the violent aftermath and the high-stakes tension that followed. After the robbery, the criminals were confronted by police in a series of intense standoffs, leading to deadly exchanges. Some members of the gang were caught and killed during the confrontations, adding a tragic layer to the already violent world of heists. The robbers' careful planning and successful escape left the authorities scrambling for answers, and it was not until months later that some of the culprits were apprehended. The Banco Rio heist is remembered not just for its execution, but for the deadly violence that followed, as it highlighted the extreme risks and consequences that come with high-profile robberies. The heist served as a reminder of how ambition, combined with the willingness to use deadly force, can lead to both spectacular success and tragic consequences. And that's a wrap on today's look at some of the deadliest heists in history. These true crime tales remind us how greed and obsession can push criminals to take unimaginable risks, often leading to catastrophic consequences. While the heists themselves are incredible in their scale and execution, the violence and aftermath show just how high the stakes can be in the world of crime. If you found these stories fascinating, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow true crime enthusiasts. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know which heist you found the most shocking, or if you've heard of any other deadly heists you think should be on this list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.